Hello? Is this on? Oh! Oh! We're live! Finally! Okay, so, hello! My name is Mayday, and you're probably wondering, what is going on? Who am I? Well, I'm the reporter bringing all of you out there in the galaxy the latest news of Cybertron's craziest event in history! So, it was after Earth's Autobots arrived with the infamous Megatron in their custody. The whole planet was cheering. I was cheering. We thought that was it, that it was over. But it didn't quite go like that. Sliding through the tunnel system underneath Cybertron, aided by the near darkness, a shadow made his way to Trypticon Prison. He evaded detection the best he could, never resting a moment, the chance of being caught too high to risk. The mission was of utmost importance, to free Megatron and get him back to Earth so they could continue their evolution for machines to rule. For a Decepticon rule. A sudden ping alerted him to his most successful creation, Laserbeak, with an incoming report. An open space, with multiple cameras giving a direct feed to a control post known to be manned throughout the day. It would take everything he had to even have a chance of slipping through. After taking a moment to steel himself, Soundwave started to hack into the security systems via one of the many access ports scattered along the walls. Originally, they were meant for maintenance checks, but tonight, they served a darker purpose. Slowly and carefully, he took over each and every camera, replacing the real-time footage with a loop of images recorded decacycles ago, carefully selected so there was no way to tell it was tampered with. After ensuring everything worked as planned, he slid across the expanse, no sound coming from his steps. When he reached the other end, he disappeared into the shadows once more. He grew closer and closer to his goal, just a few more twists and turns. He couldn't be careless now, otherwise everything would be in vain. After this long journey, he finally made it inside Trypticon, folded up an event that at first glance looked impossible to enter for somebody his size. Soundwave surely felt he'd undergone the same fate as a certain unfortunate Autobot at the hands of a certain Decepticon colleague. Suddenly, after what seemed like the 100th turn he needed to make, the size of the event decreased exponentially, and he couldn't advance any further. He was still too far away from Megatron's cell to drop from the vent and make a sprint to it, so instead, he opted to deploy another one of his cassettes. Like Laserbeak, this one was fairly recent. A Minicon who, together with his brother, was a force to be reckoned with. But they were loose cannons, and Soundwave opted to release only one of them in the hopes that he would actually follow orders for once. With a swift press, he released Frenzy, who promptly began making his way through the vents, grumbling to himself but being on his best behavior, mostly because he wouldn't have survived the wrath of his creator. He crawled through the small vent, closer and closer to Megatron's holding cell. Curiosity both urged him on and held him back. He just wanted to take a quick peek, a little glimpse of what lay beyond that dark ventilation shaft. But Soundwave's ping quickly ended that inner debate, and finally Frenzy inched closer to his goal. He peered through the gaps and... Frenzy didn't know what he'd expected, but the decapitated head of his faction leader wasn't one of them.